This episode is brought to you by Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is the ultimate all-out warfare experience. Rip through the skies in aerial dogfights. Demolish your surroundings for a strategic advantage. Harness complete control over every action and movement using the kinesthetic combat system. Drop into multiplayer with your squad, or fight furiously as a member of the Dagger 1-3 squad in a gritty, adrenaline-fueled single-player campaign where you'll defend a world on the edge of collapse.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, if you guys kept hearing like a metal noise going off, that was my cross hitting my my microphone stand. You know, if you guys are frequent watchers of my videos, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, but if you're new to my podcast, check out videos on my main channel, check out my gaming channel, check out my streaming channel on Twitch. I'll stream from time to time on Kick and TikTok, but I mainly stream on Twitch. Post all my Twitch videos on my gaming channel, and then like some clips on my main channel. But yeah, bro, I got a lot of gaming content. But anyway, speaking of gaming, let's go ahead and talk about Battlefield 6 because, I want this to be a review episode. I also want this to be kind of like an idea, like passing along some ideas to EA. That's if they take them. I feel like that, my history with EA, it's like a love-hate relationship. There's at times they put out games that I hate. But then I will say that Battlefield 6, it's a game that I can see myself growing to love just because of how fun it is. Like, I've grown up playing the Battlefield games. And, thinking back all the way on, like, Bad Company 2 and just playing that game and just remembering how much content it had, I was like, wow, like, multiplayer content, because back then, I would play a lot of multiplayer content, but as I've gotten older, I find myself wanting to play more single player and solo content, just because I ain't got to worry about, the experience being altered because there's somebody that done played this game since the game done came out, and it's like, fam, can I be matched in lobbies where it's like, we have like day-to-day lives that we tend to, like, there's some people that play Battlefield where I'm like, fam, like you're taking this game too seriously. It's okay if you lose or if you don't win the game and stuff, but yeah, it's like I just find myself liking the single player content. So yeah, I have been playing campaign. Campaign is it's always been good in the Battlefield games. Like, I don't remember too much of Bad Company 2, but I remember liking the campaign. I remember playing a little bit of that. I remember I remember Battlefield 3 and 4. The campaign in them two games were pretty good. 1 and 5 was alright. Hardline, I did like the idea of Hardline where you're kind of playing as a cop and stuff. So I might, once when it gets to a point in time where I done beat the campaign in 6, I probably am gonna go back and play some of the older Battlefield games, the campaigns in there and stuff. But overall, just letting y'all know my history with Battlefield, it runs deep. Up until Bad Company 2, I haven't played. I do have an older Battlefield game. I think it's Battlefield 2. I haven't played it yet. But I got it at that retro game store. I've been meaning to play that game. I've been meaning to play a lot of games I got from that store because there's like multiple stacks of games I have not played yet, and I need to play them. So, but anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk on Battlefield 6 because I feel like that, just overall talking on my experience with the game. It's not an experience where it's like you need to go based off of it. Like, I guess, like, if you're wondering, should I go out and buy this game, but you're curious about how I feel about the game. And I did do a video talking on, like, is it worth buying and stuff, but I feel like I need to elaborate on it a little bit more and let y'all know, like, because I feel like people will be thinking, like, oh, I'm one of these Call of Duty streamers that went and started playing Battlefield, and I'm like, nah, bro, like, I'll admit, between the two games, the first game that I did play was Call of Duty. But as the time went on, and yeah, I discovered Bad Company 2, played 3, played 4, played some of the other Battlefield games. That's one thing that I can recognize when it comes down to a war simulation. I would say Battlefield is more of a war simcade. But but overall, like, if you're wanting like a simulation of what war is like, Battlefield will probably, in my opinion, between Call of Duty and Battlefield's gonna offer a better simulation. I know Call of Duty, they got like their World 2, and then Battlefield, I think it was Battlefield 5 where they took place in World War 2. But overall, like, yeah, I know that they be trying to compete at times, but yeah, I just feel like that with Battlefield, that for one, they ain't got to come out with a game every year. I feel like that they'll put enough content in Battlefield, and then just through the base game and then the DLCs, like, they'll add a lot of stuff to Battlefield to keep you playing for some years. Call of Duty, on the other hand, it's like you're trying to do everything. It just seems like that they're not really focused on like long-term gaming. Like, they're like, okay, it's just, some like short little rounds of gaming here and there, and then we moved on to the next Call of Duty. And it's like, bro, you gotta like give people a chance to just embrace the Call of Duty that's out right now. Like, they already talking on Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and I'm like, fam, there's still some stuff you could do the Black Ops 6. Like, to me, it really trips me out. I'm like, yeah, after this Call of Duty, I'm like, you guys need to take a break. You need to take a long, lengthy break. You need to pull a Battlefield. Because the last Battlefield that they came out with was 2042. That was back in 2021. And I kind of consider that a pandemic video game. Like, there more definitely should have been added to 2042, but I mean, it was still good though. Like, it just wasn't as good as Battlefield 6 and the previous Battlefield games. But I mean, I guess comparing it to Call of Duty, because I would more so compare 2042 to Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And yeah, I guess like, comparing it to that game, yeah, I would say that that 2042, it was all right. Like, I'd still feel like that Call of Duty Black Ops 4, like, it did have a little bit more going on comparing it to 2042, but gameplay wise, yeah, no, 2042, it just has better gameplay. Black Ops 4, I would have to say it had a little bit more, but yeah, 2042, it was good. It was good. I did play a lot of it. I would say the only reason why I did play Black Ops 4 was because a friend of mine's at the time, like, we would play a lot of zombies and stuff. So, but anyways, but yeah, moving on. So yeah, last time that they came out with a Battlefield game was back when it was 2042. It was all right. So they had enough time to, like, okay, let's do something with campaign. Let's do something with multiplayer. Let's do something with I guess with that, I mean, those are really the only two main modes that they have. Like, from what I heard that they are going to add, I don't know if they got like a roadmap for Battlefield. Hold on for a second. Let me check real quick. Battlefield 6 roadmap. Let's see, post-launch season 1 roadmap overview. So they do have a website. So Rogue Ops. Hold on for a second. Let me open, because it's kind of small looking. So Strike Point, that's a new mode, new vehicle, new few new weapons, and then new attachment. Then on November 18th, they're gonna be adding a new map, a limited time mode, new feature, battle pickups, then some new weapons and attachment. Then they got Ice Lock Empire State limited time event map. And then limited time event, and then a new melee weapon. So there's like free post launch content. Oh, and that begins. Oh, okay. So and then afterwards, I think that's when they're gonna start doing some paid content and stuff. I wonder what the paid content's what that's gonna be all about. There was like Strike Points and intense small team tactical mode where a squad fights with another squad across multiple rounds to capture a key objective. They need to add that's one thing that I notice is the lack of like single player content. It just seems like that there ain't a whole day is like destroy as many sites as possible before the round time finishes. Use your creative arsenal to do so. Yeah, it just seems like that they don't really care too much about like single player content. I'm like, fam, there are gonna be people out there that do, because here's the thing with multiplayer. I feel like that you don't really get a chance to like enjoy all of the game because you get so locked in trying to win the game and stuff that you don't really get to enjoy the game for what it is. And Battlefield, in my opinion, Battlefield 6, it is this destructive, intense game where I'm like, we need to see all of it, like we need to see more campaign missions. We need to, I guess, like, yeah, because if they're gonna be adding like these new maps and stuff, they should have like, and that's something that I was thinking that, well, what they should do is that they should have it where fans can create their own missions, and yeah, you can just play the game entirely by yourself if you want to, because I know there's gonna be a lot of people out there that ain't gonna want to just strictly play online. And I get, at the end of the day, like that's the narrative with gaming right now, but I'm like, you have to understand that there are those popular single player games. I'm like, fam, I mean, you sit down, you think about it, where it's those games where it's like they continuously keep adding more and more, like, you know, and even if it's on some stuff where it's like you guys just want to like do some co-op stuff, I'm saying you guys could do that. You could do some co-op stuff. You could do some more just like, I guess, single player where it's just, you know, the person just playing the game by themselves. You could do like some, I guess like some, like co-op missions, co-op survival, where it's like just going up against like a wave of a bunch of different, enemies and stuff. And, or even, that too, where it's like, the multiplayer modes, but it's just, yeah, it's like in the, PvE setup and things, you know? So, yeah, it's like, I guess like for those that don't want to play online, but I think like developers, they need to understand that it's like not everybody's gonna want to play online, you know? Cause I know when I play online, I'm like, fam, you got where there's people that's camping out on top of buildings. You got where there's people running around with rocket launchers. You got where it's like everybody want to fly the jets and get the tanks and all that stuff. Like you don't really get to experience all of the game, because I'm pretty sure there's probably people that play this game and they're like, dang, I have yet to fly a jet. I have yet to fly a helicopter. I have yet to drive a tank. And the only way that they'll be able to do that is if they play, I think, because I know the campaign mission, they do have like some tank missions in there. But as far as like jets and helicopters, like I don't know if they got that, you know, and it's like, and that's the thing where it just seems like that they'll save that for multiplayer. But I'm like, fam, not everybody's gonna want to play multiplayer. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of PvE content needs to get added to Battlefield, you know, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's really up to EA, DICE, and all that stuff. But I do think that it would be a nice idea to, you know, add some more PvE content in the game and stuff, whether it's solo or co-op, but more PvE content needs to be added and stuff. So, but anyways, but for what they do offer, I mean, yeah, campaign seems pretty good. Like I've been mainly playing campaign. Like I'll play more of campaign than multiplayer, but I have been playing multiplayer. I'll talk on multiplayer in a moment, but no, yeah, let's talk on campaign, because I did see where IGN, they gave the campaign a 5 out of 10. And I didn't watch the video because I'm like, I don't particularly care. I wanted to play the campaign and see it for myself. And yeah, campaign is good. Like I don't know what IGN is talking about. What's crazy to me is that IGN, they'll give that a 5 out of 10, but they'll give whatchamacallit, like NBA 2K a 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. They'll give some game where it's like, okay, I don't know what game you guys played, but the game that I played, that's not good, you know? And then with Battlefield 6, I'm like, fam, the campaign, I have to say, it's not probably the best Battlefield campaign, but I would say that it's definitely a, like, you know, it feels good to be able to see a campaign in the game again. I don't care if it's short. I don't care if it's long. At the end of the day, I'm like, fam, the campaign is in the game. That's all that matters, because 2042 didn't even have a campaign. And so, like, imagine that. Imagine you go and you buy that game and there ain't no campaign missions in there, because that's what happened to me. I was like, okay, you know what? When 2042 came out, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to, I ain't going to really look that much into the game. Yeah, I'll see the trailers and all that other stuff, but I'm trying to think. I don't think I seen anything in the trailers, because no, the trailers that they were putting out, they made it seem like that there was going to be campaign missions coming out. And so I don't know if it had, I don't know if it had anything to do, because there was an actor that would do the Battlefield kits, because I think he was in 3. Hold on for a second, let me see real quick. What was that guy's name? I think it was like no, I don't think that was. Dang, what was that guy's name? I cannot think of that. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no, yeah, his name was Michael Williams. Okay, I was like, I thought it was like Michael J. Williams, but no, it's like Michael Kenneth Williams. Okay, but no, he was an actor that would be in the Battlefield games, but he sadly he had passed away. But was he in? No, he was just only in 4. Dang, I don't know why I felt like he was in 3. Huh, I guess not. But no, overall though, they did have him in 2042, where he was doing like some like trailers and was and stuff. And so I'm like, oh, okay, they probably gonna have it where there's some missions. Fam, I went and bought that game. It didn't have no campaign in it. It didn't have like no. So the only offline content that they had was like, it was multiplayer, but it was you're going up against bots. And I'm like, fam, look, you know, I get at the end of the day that you guys wanted to just make a multiplayer game, but you have to understand, like, single player games still exist. So, like, that's why I was like, yeah, with campaign being in Battlefield 6, I'm like, I don't care. Because my thing is this. I look at it as like, okay, I'll be in the movie theaters and watch a war movie for like 2 hours or something, you know, or I'll be at home watching a war movie for like 2 hours. Even if it's like a TV series, okay, they'll have like maybe a few more hours now, I guess, because the Battlefield campaign. Hold on, Fred. Let me just see for sure if it is 5 hours. How long is the Battlefield 6 campaign? 5 to 8 hours, long on normal difficulty, but, there's like short and extended. So it's like, and I think I put mines on recruit. So it's going to probably be like maybe like 5.5 hours or something like that. But, there's like Battlefield 6 has a total of 9 campaign missions on average. It should take you around 4 to 5 hours to complete the campaign on the north. Okay, so it's like, so it seems like it's a little longer, but or a little shorter and stuff. But I'm trying to figure out, I guess, like, what IGN, it's like, what did you guys expect? Like, I guess they could have had like some like in between stories and stuff, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe, I guess, like, if I were to come out with a Battlefield game, I think it would be, because I see like that's a trending thing where it just be like randomly like, I think what I would try to do is create like kind of like how, and that was just because that was a game that I was playing a lot of this year, but I would try to recreate a war version of No Man's Sky. So I would have it where it's like this big giant like open world, where I mean, like, if you want to like travel across the world, then you could do that. Maybe just have it where it's like a lot of the stuff is like fictional, but I think I definitely have it where it's like you could go around the globe. You could go, if you want to go and do a mission in Australia, you could do that. If you want to do a mission in the UK, you could do that. If you want to do a mission in California, you could do that. But I would have it where it's like, you know, something like, yeah, kind of like No Man's Sky, where it's just randomly generated missions. And, well, they don't really generate the missions. It's more so the planets and stuff, but I would have randomly generated missions where it's like, okay, take out this guy, obviously, you know, following the story, but I guess to have it where if you want to continue playing it afterwards, but yeah, have it where you create a soldier, and then you're kind of just following behind the main soldiers and stuff. But then, yeah, then eventually they're all like, okay, so now you gotta do your own thing, and you gotta either have it where you are guiding other soldiers, or you can just continue following other, like, I guess, like a leading soldier and stuff. But have like kind of like a ranking system and all of that. Have it where it's like there's just more than just the story in the game, you know. So yeah, have it where it's like even afterwards, like there's still stuff to do offline. And if you want to play multiplayer, then you could do that and stuff. And just have it where it's like all the maps that you'll go to in campaign or in the single player mode, it's the same maps that they'll have in multiplayer and things. So I don't see nothing wrong with that, you know. But anyways, I mean, or even if having on some stuff where it's all like, you know, like maybe a 2 campaign where it's like you play as the bad guy and you also play as the good guy. I'm just saying, with me, it definitely would be that Battlefield foundation, but I would definitely try to change it up, you know, just to have it where it's like, okay, like there's more to do than just multiplayer, you know, have it where there's some co-op stuff, campaign, and then obviously, you know, have it where there's some multiplayer stuff. But, and I think I did hear something like that too with Battlefield, was that they were going to try to come out with a battle royale mode. I'm like, fam, look, I'm not trying to I guess like discourage your guys' dreams and all that. People ain't playing not campaign, but the battle royale modes like that. It's like Battle Royale, that trend done died off. If you're playing a Battle Royale game, you're either playing Fortnite, Apex, or Call of Duty Warzone. EA, you guys do not need to add a Battle Royale to Battlefield 6, I guess, to get the sales up. If you guys make this into the ultimate Battlefield simulator, I mean, yeah, if you want to, then it's like, okay, you have to also make sure that you are coming out with modes for other players, because if not, then it's like, fam, are you just trying to compete, or are you trying to compete in a way where you're just doing the same thing that another game is doing, or are you trying to compete in a way where it's like other games are trying to do what you guys are doing? So that's what I'm saying. It's like you need to have it where it's like, okay, we're more than just the battle royale, we're more than just the multiplayer, we're more than like, you know, we're more than just the Battlefield franchise. Like, we want this to be the ultimate Battlefield simulator. That's what I personally think what needs to be the objective and the goal for Battlefield 6. So when you guys do come out with another Battlefield game, it could be like some stuff like Grand Theft Auto, where it's like people are lined up wanting to play the next Battlefield game because you guys are that good. So that's why I'm like, fam, instead of competing in a way where it's like, oh, we got to do this, this, and this, you ain't even got to do all that, because it's like you kind of portrayed that when you did the trailer where it's like, oh, we're going to have some celebrities in the trailer, but we blew the celebrities up and we're going to have it where it's focused on like soldiers and all that stuff. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, you need to have that same energy with the game, not for marketing, but for the game itself too. Don't try to be like other people. Yeah, crack some jokes if you need to, but at the end of the day, you need to be yourself. And I'm like, so the trying to, compete and have it where it's like, oh, we're trying to be the next Call of Duty and all that. No, you guys just need to be Battlefield. You need to be that same game that we played back in the day, so, but anyways, with that being said, yeah, hopefully, as the time goes on, it's like, yeah, Battlefield, because I just think that the game, it's early to tell, like, where this game wants to go, but hopefully it's going in the right direction. But I'm like, with campaign being good, from what I had played, multiplayer being good, as long as they continuously keep adding stuff, and I'm saying, if you guys want, because I really don't know what Skate is, if they gonna add like paid content in the game, but if you guys want to have it where we just pay for the game and then all the like DLC content is free, I think that will be another way of having it where you win the crowd over. So yeah, maybe you have it where we pay for the battle pass, but as far as like multiplayer content, campaign content, adding new modes and all that stuff, I think that if fans see that and they're all like, oh, wait a minute, I get to buy this game just one time. And yeah, I'm like, just pull a Nintendo on us. Have it where it's like, yeah, the game's going to be $69.99 up until the next Battlefield game, and then yeah, it's just, or yeah, all the Battlefield games is gonna be $59.99 or $69.99 depending on whatever you guys want to do, or even if you up in the price to, I guess, like what the new prices are for some games where it's $79.99. My thing is this: you need to have it though. If you're gonna be charging that much, the game gotta have a lot of content. But if not, then it's like, yeah, you guys gonna find yourself in a situation where people ain't gonna be playing the game no more, and they gonna go find another game to play where they are actually sitting down. Because my thing is this: you guys will pass up these ideas and be like, oh, we ain't gonna listen to this guy don't know what he's talking about. Meanwhile, there is some game developer out there that's listening to my ideas, and they're all like, hey, we just came out with this war game, we added all those things that you were saying for Battlefield, and we want you to test it out. I test that game out, say it's the greatest game of all time, and now people are going and watching me play that game and wanting to get that game. Now all those people that was playing Battlefield 6, they're now playing this war game where they are actually sitting down listening to the fans. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all gotta really listen to the fans. Don't listen to the fans just because it looks good for a video. Listen to the fans when the cameras are off and you guys are it's just a one-on-one conversation. So, but anyways, yeah, but like I said though, you guys need to, don't be like Call of Duty, don't be like Fortnite, be Battlefield. That's it. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.